You could be wearing the most exclusive dress and the finest jewelry, but the wrong pair of shoes can ruin everything in seconds. Today, you'll discover the shoes an elegant woman should never wear. Dana Peña, thank you for inspiring us with your comment. This one's for you and for every woman who wants to elevate her elegance. Stick around until the end. Some of these mistakes are so common that you're probably making them right now, especially number 1. Knowing this will make a real difference in how elegant you appear. Number 9, poor quality shoes. This screams lack of elegance from a mile away. And no, we're not talking about price here, because even affordable shoes can look elegant if you take proper care of them. What we won't forgive is neglect. An elegant woman would never, and I mean never, step out in shoes that show signs of careless wear. You know what I'm talking about. Peeling heels, cracked and dried leather that looks like an old map because it hasn't been moisturized, or heels so worn down they make you walk lopsided, or worse, shoes with scuffed tips that look like they've been through battle. And don't even get me started on suede shoes that look like survivors of a war, stained and completely faded. But you know what's worse than a cheap shoe? A shoe that's dirty and poorly maintained. All these little details scream neglect, and an elegant woman always pays attention to the smallest things. Number 8, extreme trendy shoes. Extreme trends are temporary. Elegance is forever. I'm sure you've seen those chunky sneakers all over the place. They look like something out of a sci-fi movie. You know the ones, half sporty, half space platform. Luxury brands are selling them like hotcakes, but ask yourself, do you really see yourself wearing those in 2 years? Elegant women don't get swept up in extreme trends. Sometimes fashion houses get a little too artistic, like those low-waist shoes. Fascinating as contemporary art pieces? Sure. But for real life? Definitely not. A truly elegant woman doesn't spend a fortune on shoes that'll be out of style next season. She makes smart choices, opting for designs that go beyond fleeting trends. Number 7, uncomfortable or ill-fitting shoes. There's nothing less elegant than a woman walking like a newborn deer because her shoes are too tight, or worse, when her toes are spilling out of them. But wearing shoes that are too big? That's not an option either. Unless you're dressing up as a clown, let's be clear. Shoes are meant for walking, and that means they need to fit you perfectly. An elegant woman knows her shoe size, and more importantly, she knows what a proper fit feels like, so she can walk with grace. If your toes are bulging out, if your heel slips out with every step, or if you have to drag your feet just to keep your shoes on, that's a big, undeniable no. Number 6, Crocs. Let me rip the Band-Aid off right now. Crocs are not elegant. It doesn't matter how hard you try to convince yourself otherwise. Yes, I know they're comfortable. I know they're practical. But no, they are not elegant. Not even those so-called designer versions that cost a fortune. And this isn't just my opinion. Ask yourself this. Have you ever seen Carolina Herrera, Isabel Preisler, or Queen Latifah wearing Crocs out on the street? The answer is no, and there are very good reasons for that. They're molded plastic shoes with holes in them. No matter how much Balenciaga tries to glam them up with platforms, or how many rhinestones and charms you can stick on them, they're still just plastic shoes with holes. Crocs are great for gardening, for kids, or for very specific situations, but you will never see them as part of the everyday wardrobe of a truly elegant woman. Number 5, plastic sandals. And speaking of plastic, let's make this crystal clear. Plastic is not an elegant material for footwear. Let's talk specifically about those transparent heels that try to give a Cinderella effect, but fall way short. These shoes want to imitate glass, They're going for that delicate, airy look. But what they end up doing is the complete opposite. Why? Because no matter how hard it tries, plastic will never capture the grace and sparkle of real crystal. What you get instead is a material that fogs up with heat and makes your feet look, let's say, not at their best. And the worst part? Over time, this glass starts turning yellow, and that is another major fashion fail an elegant woman would never make. Number 4, platform shoes. Platforms are a hard no when it comes to elegance. And no, there are no exceptions. Even if they cost a fortune, even if they're designer, like these ones from Versace, they're still not elegant. Platform shoes have this way of turning even the most sophisticated outfit into something that looks like a costume. The problem is that exaggerated height. They look like you're wearing bricks on your feet, and to make it worse, they make you walk like you're on stilts. Not cute. In recent years, we've seen everything from platform sneakers to towering heels. Enough. If you want to look taller, there are much better visual tricks you can use throughout your outfit. Ones that don't risk a painful and embarrassing fall. Number 3, shoes in overly loud colors. Yes, color matters, especially when it comes to what you wear on your feet. An elegant woman knows that her shoes should complement her outfit, not compete with it for attention. And definitely not blind people with neon shades visible from the stratosphere. Those fluorescent heels you just saw in the photo? You're not a traffic sign, gorgeous. Even if they're from a luxury brand, even if they're Jimmy Choo's, even if they cost more than a trip to Paris, they're too loud. And true elegance is never that flashy. Now, this doesn't mean you have to limit yourself to black shoes only. The goal is to find the perfect balance between boldness and sophistication. And these? They've got none of that. Number 2, fuzzy shoes. It doesn't matter if they're slippers or even heels. Fuzzy shoes have no place in an elegant woman's wardrobe. Why are they such a definite no? Because fuzzy footwear instantly makes any outfit look childish. Even if you're wearing the most refined Carolina Herrera suit or the most exclusive Oscar de la Renta dress, the moment you add furry shoes, the whole look loses its grace and poise. Have you ever seen a successful executive close a major deal wearing shoes that look like they came out of Elmo's closet? Didn't think so. Because this kind of footwear has that unmistakable effect of making any woman look like she's playing dress-up for a kid's party. Number 1, shoes out of context. If there's one thing that sets an elegant woman apart, it's this. She knows that every shoe has its moment and place. Nothing reveals a lack of sophistication more quickly than wearing shoes in the wrong context, no matter how comfortable they might be. What am I talking about? Let's start with the overuse of running shoes. An elegant woman understands that each type of footwear has a purpose. Running shoes are made for the gym, not for family lunches or casual meetups. Yes, they're comfy, but an elegant woman knows that comfort doesn't have to come at the cost of elegance. There are plenty of stylish and more appropriate options for a day at the mall or a laid-back brunch than athletic sneakers. Every time we wear shoes out of context, we're sending the wrong message that we don't understand the dress code, or worse, that we don't care. The same rule applies to other function-specific shoes. Hiking boots don't belong in restaurants. They're for the mountains. Flip-flops aren't for the supermarket. Save them for the beach. Every shoe has a purpose, my lovely queen. Rain boots are for rainy days. Workout sneakers are for the gym, and definitely not for an important meeting. Honestly, I'd even say wearing them at home takes away from your elegance. But to really understand that, you'll need to check out my video on how to stay elegant at home, where you'll discover much more sophisticated ways to stay comfy without compromising your image. I've linked it in the first comment. Go take a look. Would you like a video showing the kinds of shoes an elegant woman does wear? Let me know in the comments. If you've made it this far, comment, "I'm one of a kind with every step." So I know you're part of this beautiful community of women who shine in their own unique way. Loved these tips? Subscribe for more inspiration every week because you deserve to look like a queen.